Hey everyone, welcome back to Reddit Drama Hen. Get ready for a story about loyalty, legacy, and the kind of family betrayal that cuts deeper than any knife. It's about building something with your bare hands only to have it snatched away. But stick around, because the fallout is intense, the twists sharp, and the ending, well, let's just say justice takes its own path. Grab your popcorn and hit like and subscribe. Here we go. You know, I always thought working alongside my dad was my destiny. He ran a plumbing business, started small. I joined him when I was just 15, learning the ropes, covered in grease and grime while my older brother, Michael, was off getting a fancy accounting degree in the city. Michael always looked down on the trades, said getting your hands dirty wasn't worth his time. Me? I loved it. I went to college, got fully qualified in plumbing and gas, came back, and poured everything into Dad's business. Over 12 years, Dad and I built it up. Especially over the last 4 years, since Dad got sick with asbestosis, a cruel reward for his own years on the tools. It hit us all hard, seeing him slow down, but he kept his spirit. While his health declined, I stepped up. I wasn't just an engineer anymore, I was basically running the show for the last 2 years, managing crews, chasing contracts, handling logistics. We grew massively. From just me and Dad, we expanded to a fleet of 50 vans, each with a qualified engineer and a trainee. COVID hit us hard initially, but we clawed our way back, stronger than ever. Dad still came out with me on Fridays, just half a day on the tools, then back to my place for beers. Those Fridays meant the world to me. Around the time COVID started, Michael lost his city job and moved back home. Dad, maybe feeling sorry for him, gave him an accounting role in the business, a business Michael had always sneered at. He kept to his office, barely interacted with the crews, didn't know a spanner from a socket. Then, last month, Dad gathered the family. His health was getting worse, he explained, his voice strained. He wanted to step down, spend his remaining good years with Mom. We all braced ourselves. Then he dropped the bombshell. He was handing the entire business, lock, stock, and barrel, to Michael. And I was to step down from my unofficial CEO role, back to just being a senior heating engineer, with a £20,000 pay cut. The room spun. 12 years, half my life, building this. Michael, who knew nothing, understood nothing, cared nothing for this business, was now my boss. Getting the company I bled for? I looked at my dad, searching for some sign this was a cruel joke. There was none. Later, I confronted him privately. Dad, why? After everything I've done. His answer crushed me more than the announcement itself. He mumbled something about Michael for deserving it, that Michael had a family to support, I didn't yet, though I had a long-term girlfriend, that Michael went to university. It was like my 12 years of sweat, my qualifications earned for this business, the 50 vans I managed, meant absolutely nothing compared to Michael's failed city career and accounting degree. He couldn't even look me in the eye. Word spread through the company like wildfire. The crews were furious. Many of the guys I'd trained, worked alongside for years, came to me privately, telling me it was bullshit, telling me they'd walk if I walked. The unfairness was suffocating. I told my dad, my voice shaking with a mix of rage and heartbreak, if this is how you value 12 years of my life, then I'm out. I'll start my own company. I haven't spoken to him or Michael since. My phone immediately blew up, aunts, uncles, cousins, calling me selfish, ungrateful, demanding I apologize to Michael and accept my new role. The things they said, deeply hurtful. It felt like my entire world had turned against me overnight. Update 1. The sheer volume of support online after I initially vented was overwhelming, thank you all. It helped clear my head. The family messages haven't stopped, mostly guilt trips and accusations now. But hearing my father essentially say I wasn't good enough, seeing my family instantly side with the golden child, it solidified something in me. This isn't just about pride, it's about survival and respect. I decided I needed real answers from Dad. Not the flimsy excuses he gave before. I called him this morning, asked him to meet for breakfast, just us. He agreed, sounding weary. The drive there was silent. Breakfast was silent. It was excruciating. On the way back, he finally asked me to pull over. And then, for the first time in my life, I saw my father cry. Properly cry. Why, Dad? I asked again, softer this time. Why give everything I worked for to Michael? He wouldn't answer. I pushed. There's more to it, isn't there? Finally, it came out, choked between sobs. Michael hadn't just come home because he lost his job. He'd apparently gotten into serious trouble in the city, gambling debts, shady dealings, things Dad wouldn't elaborate on. Michael had come back broke and desperate, and apparently, he held something over Dad's head. Some old secret, some past mistake of Dad's. Dad wouldn't say what, but Michael threatened to expose him, ruin his reputation entirely, unless Dad gave him the business as a golden parachute, a way to pay off his debts and start fresh, silencing him. My dad felt trapped. He admitted he knew it was wrong, knew I deserved at least half, probably more. He confessed he was immensely proud of me, but felt paralyzed by Michael's threat and his own misplaced guilt over feeling he'd favored me with his time when we were younger, working side by side, while Michael was struggling academically and felt left out. He thought giving Michael the business was his only way to make it right and protect himself. He'd seen my Reddit post, apparently the family shared it widely, thinking it proved how ungrateful I was, but reading the comments, seeing strangers validate my feelings, seeing how people viewed his actions, it broke something in him. He apologized, genuinely, for everything. For the decision, for the silence, for never telling me how proud he truly was. But the damage was done. Michael had full legal control now, Dad had signed it over completely. He tearfully asked me to go back, to help Michael, to save the business and the family. I looked at my broken father, and my heart ached, but the cold resolve remained. That's not my problem anymore, Dad. Michael made his bed when he blackmailed you, and you made yours when you chose him over me and the company we built. I tried working under him for 3 weeks before I walked. He dismissed everything I said. Why would I go back to that? I left him there, crying by the side of the road. The family wasn't just fractured, it felt poisoned. Update 2. The last few weeks have been a whirlwind. The family harassment intensified after my talk with Dad, passive-aggressive texts turned into outright demands I return, accusations I was abandoning the family legacy. Then it got dirtier. But the support from my crew was incredible. 20 guys, seasoned engineers I trusted implicitly, confirmed they were ready to jump ship the second I gave the word. My fiancé, my rock through all this, helped me draft a solid business plan. I had significant savings, I'd always been careful, unlike Michael. Then, things took an even darker turn. I got a frantic call late one night from Dave, one of the senior engineers still at the old company, a guy I'd mentored. He sounded panicked. "You need to know," he whispered, "Michael's not just running things badly, he's gutting the place. He's been meeting secretly with asset liquidators and even our biggest competitor. He's planning to sell off the new vans, the specialist equipment, everything valuable, piece by piece, likely in shady side deals, before the company officially goes bankrupt from his mismanagement. It wasn't just incompetence or trying to pay debts, it was a deliberate scorched earth plan to extract maximum cash fast, likely before whatever trouble he was in caught up with him. He was destroying Dad's legacy and leaving dozens of people jobless. This changed everything. My anger solidified into fierce determination. I wasn't just building my own future now, I had to try and save the clients and the jobs Michael was about to incinerate. I immediately contacted my top potential clients, the big contracts I knew were pending. Simultaneously, Michael must have gotten wind I was making moves because suddenly, scary-looking legal letters started arriving, not just to me, but to the clients, filled with baseless accusations and threats, trying to intimidate them into sticking with the old company. It was pure panic and bluff from Michael. I had to quickly consult a solicitor, burning through savings, assuring clients the threats were empty while trying to finalize their contracts under immense pressure. It was hell. But one by one, the client signed with me. They saw Michael's chaotic threats for what they were and trusted my track record. Dave and 2 other key engineers officially resigned and joined me, bringing decades of experience. We had the contracts, the core team, my own vans and tools. We were ready. Update 3. It's been about 3 months. Starting the new company, Tom's Legacy Plumbing and Heating, named ironically, perhaps, but honoring the good years, has been the hardest and most rewarding thing I've ever done. We hit the ground running thanks to the secured contracts. Business is booming. We're already profitable and planning our first small expansion. The guys who came with me are incredible, motivated, and happy to be out from under Michael's chaotic regime. The old company? From what Dave tells me, it's chaos. Michael's asset sell-off stalled when clients started leaving en masse. He's apparently facing lawsuits from suppliers and potentially investigations related to those shady dealings Dad hinted at. He and Dad still refuse to speak to me. But here's the final twist. My incredible fiancé started getting quiet phone calls from my mom. At first, it was just awkward questions about our upcoming wedding plans. But then, Mom started hinting. Cryptic warnings about Michael's spending, mentioning suppliers who hadn't been paid by the old company, basically feeding my fiancé, and through her, me, inside information that helped us navigate the early days and avoid pitfalls Michael was creating. It seems Mom, horrified by the blackmail and Michael's destructive path but terrified of him and loyal to Dad, found a secret way to help me succeed without confronting them directly. It doesn't excuse anything, but it adds a layer I never expected. Our wedding is set for November. My fiancé is creating the day of her dreams, and yes, she's letting me wear my kilt. Her family has been unbelievably supportive, stepping in like the family I thought I had. We're planning on trying for kids soon after the wedding, excited to build our own happy family, free from the poison of the past. Some of my extended family have reached out, apologized, wanting to reconnect now that Michael's true colors are showing. Maybe some bridges can be rebuilt, slowly. But the main one, with Dad and Michael? That remains broken. I succeeded not just despite them, but by forging my own path when they tried to force me off it. And honestly? Waking up next to my fiancé, building a thriving business with people I respect, that feels like the best outcome anyone could ask for. Okay guys. An incredible story of betrayal, demotion, a weak father, a blackmailing brother, but OP powered through it all under intense pressure, facing legal threats while launching a business. That secret help from the mom via the fiancé? Wild twist. The family's still messy, but OP came out on top with success, love, and peace. Huge win. If you were gripped by this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to Reddit Drama Hen for more, and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Before you go, what did you think? Could you forgive the dad? What about the mom's actions? Let me know your take on this incredibly complex family saga in the comments.